Hello, everybody. Happy Friday to you. I hope you had an amazing week, and I'm excited for what we're going to find out today. Let me get my desktop all set up real quick here, and we'll get into it. And all right, that looks good there. Let's just move this down a little bit. There we go. And get the emails over here. All right. So the desktop is good, but let's bring some love energy in for our readings, for our lives, and then to fill us up and flow out to the world as well. If you'd like to join me, whether you're watching live or on replay, we can all join together outside of space and time and send beautiful love to the world. So first, let's take a couple of deep breaths and just come back to right here, right now, and let the outside world fall away. So we'll take two deep breaths. Number one, just hold it for a sec and then release. One more. Beautiful. I'll hit the singing bowl probably about 3 times. And when we do, just let that love flow in and fill us up like a singing bowl. We are full, and then we let it flow to the outside world. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Let's put the singing bowl back into its little sleepy place. You can go take a nap up here. Hey, everybody. Hello. So good to see everybody. Hope you're having a great morning, great evening if you're on the other side of the planet. Just a couple quick things before we get into the readings. We have July monthlies came out this morning for everybody. So this is for each individual zodiac sign. It has a astrological energy for the month, giving a heads up on just what spirit wanted me to share about, what astrology to be aware of, new moon, full moon energies, and retrogrades, things like that. And then we break it out into uh, individual readings for each individual zodiac sign. So that's the playlist there. So be sure to check it. And then next week, we'll be having the solstice readings, both for summer, winter, depending on what side of the planet you're on, and it's relationship readings, which has a love reading for the whole 3 months for everybody, and then it breaks out by single and looking, married, or in a relationship, and then the happy hermits like me. So those will be out for each individual zodiac sign. I loved them. Right now, if you're a Zen Cricket member or a praying mantis member on my YouTube channel, you already have access to all of them, so they're all out there for you. Also, we had a pick a card come out here, and for this week, every week I have a pick a card. This one is all the Cancer season, so happy early birthday to all you Cancer sign sun babies. There's a pick a card for all of us for the Cancer season, and then there's a 3-month bonus birthday reading. So if you have a Cancer sign in your life as well, Forward it to him. Tell him happy birthday from bruddaZEN. And then every Sunday we do have a new podcast that comes out. I have a podcast called From Chaos to Cozy. It's all about our journey of coming from cozy down to this wonderful chaos we come down here on purpose for, but the journey that we have back. I talk about some of my darkest times in my life where I almost ended my life and the journey back from that, with spirit, what they gave me, information, what I learned along the way, all the stuff that spirit wants to share. This one was the mental kid self. So we talked about our emotional, we talked about the mental, and then this Sunday we have the teenage physical piece of us too. So I'm excited for those. And there's the playlist too if you're wanting to catch up on any of those. If you haven't checked out your June monthly yet, those are out there still, of course. Got a couple weeks left on those. So here's the link for that. And then if you want to look at any of the astrological Zenergy videos that I put out, it talks about all the retrogrades, talks about some general stuff around astrology too. I'm going to be working on a what is it? Then Saturn returns, which are really, really important time in our lives, which I mentioned in some of the videos coming up, but we will get into even more detail. So I'm excited for that. All right. So that's enough of the blah, 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 but I do like to make sure everyone is aware of the free things that I give away. Saturn around, Saturn around. There you go. Zoom, zoom. You're so funny. So shout out to my YouTube channel members. We got Johanna, obviously. You'll see their names in green with a little badge. And Patty, hello, hello. And we have some of our winners too. Every month we have a giveaway where YouTube gives me 10 Zen Cricket memberships. And so we've got Happy Pill, and we've got Laura Buck, and we've got, I thought I saw another one. Wasn't there another one? Yeah, Kritika, there you are. How can I miss the green names, right? But so thank you guys so much because of the YouTube monthly memberships and the people who make donations in the chat, and then also anyone that purchases all of my offerings that are listed in the description box below: personal readings, past life readings, life purpose readings, relationship readings. I do hedges of peace and love, and wish upon a star astro readings. All that's down below. And of course, I always like to bless my host who lets me live down in the cellar. I call it the cellar. It's the basement, the cellar, for free. And all of that allows me to give away and do all the free things that I do. So thank you so much. That's why I like to make sure everyone knows everything that I do give away for free. A lot of stuff on my channel. So every now and then you get a little turnaround. Put your right foot in, put your right foot out. You shake it all about, turn yourself around. That is what it's all about. All right. Hopefully you know what that song is. That's like an old one here in the United States. All right. Well, let's get into it. So if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, thank you for being here. And thank you for all my returning individuals. Got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor. So welcome. How the free readings work: I do go down in order. First come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there. You don't have to ask. And yeah. And then if you don't want to put your business out there, you can just ask for a general reading. Spirit knows all. I'll pull cards and see what message comes through there. And if anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I prioritize those readings, step out of the free readings, dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those. And then I return back and make my way down the list. Sometimes I don't get to any of the free readings in a session because of donations, but I do come back on after my 1 hour with Praying Mantis sessions. I'm on for about 2 hours with these readings. And then I go spend an hour with them, and then I'll eat. And then I come back to finish out any free readings I didn't. And I'm on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain, and then also in the evening, Fridays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's how it works. All right, I am going to be using this Witch's Tarot today. I went and reached into one of my many tarot cubbies, and that's the one that I grabbed. So I haven't used her. I don't think I've ever used her in a a live. If it has, it's been quite a while. So she's ready to do some chatting. All right, so let's get into it here. That was a total eclipse of the heart. Oh, oh. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense now. When you're 57 years old, you have a lot of music in your head. And also, when I was a Christian from like 13 to probably into my mid-20s, we weren't I mean, I'd listened to other music, but from like 13 to like 18, because yeah, I was under my parents' roof, we were not allowed to listen to any music besides Christianity. And when one of my rebellious friends, she said, "Come over and pick me up," because I got a car. The first time I got a car, she's like, "Come on." I know, oh Lord, I know. And we but so I went to pick her up. She goes, let's just go for a drive. That's what you do when you get a new car and you're young. You're like, well, let's just drive. And she goes, here, I'm gonna put music in, and it was back then it was cassette. So I was like, what is it? She goes, oh, you'll love it. And she turned it in and turned the radio real up, and it was The Boys of Summer. Um who's that by? It just totally my mind went totally blank. But it was the summer of '69, and it was like, dun, 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 and I'm just like, "What is this?" It was beautiful because you're used to not that, and then you have this music that's just amazing. Bryan Adams, yes, 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 thank you. It was amazing. So now every time I hear it, it's like, wow. All right. So let's get into it. Johanna, you are up first. We got Johanna, Johanna, Johanna. So we'll do the triple threat, and then we've got the quadruple. Oh, actually, the five, whatever that is, for Nova, and then we've got Jeep, and then Patty, and then Jeep, and then Moonlight five. So that's going to be what we're going to have starting off here. So let's give your first one some love and a like there, and thank you so much for your donation. So your first question: is there romantic vibe between you and your friend S? Been questioning that lately. Oh, happy Pride Month. Yeah, happy Pride Month, everybody. Be proud of who you are, regardless if you of your uh, attraction. All right. So let's take a look here. Is there romantic vibes between you? All right. Okay. What is all this about? Oh my goodness. All right. Okay. Let me just get all of these here. Okay. Oh, wow. So the bottom of the deck, we do have the Page of Pentacles coming in here. Page of Pentacles is about a change of opportunities and looking at overall worth in relationship to the world in a different way. Now, I do feel that one of the first cards that came out here, you've got the Karma card here, which is normally the Judgment card, but I love how this deck calls it Karma, because it just immediately when I saw it, and I think there's a card over here too, and you got the Moon card a little later down here, and I feel like you guys have had past life connections before in past lives, and so when we're asking, is there romantic vibes between you? I feel like there are, but yeah, I feel like past life energy is there, but I feel like it's not like it's our emotions from past lives don't influence us and exist, and we do feel them in each lifetime. We just are they're subconsciously felt, and especially in this day and age, there's a lot that's there. So I do feel like you guys are do have that romantic draw still in this lifetime. You got the Page of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles is one of my relationship cards, the fullness of life. Let's see if I can bring it in a little bit here. And the Page of Cups is a higher love, though. It's it feels like it's I don't know if it feels like it's um yeah, it's conscious now. I feel like it's, beyond romantic, which I don't know what that means, but it feels like you can't put it in a box. I just feel like it just feels otherworldly in a way. Um I like the you have these other cards, but the last card is the Two of Pentacles, and it says, "Yeah, you can go either way." I like that. And feel like there is some with the Devil card, which is the Shadow card, and the Four of Swords. There's like this facing, and here's that Saturn return we were just talking about, because that's what the Devil is, Saturn. And it's like this challenging of our thoughts and our beliefs and our mindsets and all of that. You got the Two of Swords, and you got the Two of Pentacles in the outside world, right? And and really, I think everyone is to a certain extent. It's just the shadow, the how much are we, depending on where we've grown up and who we grow up with and everything else, how extreme is our resistance to realizing love is love, and we're the heart loves who it loves. It's not like you can tell your heart no, it's like it feels what it wants. um but the Saturn return is coming in here. Yeah, and you've got here the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So got two queens coming in together here. And so we definitely have that energy here, the balancing underneath both of all queens have cups. So there's emotions behind it, where one is more mind, in a mind place, the other one is more fiery. um but you got the moon energy underneath, so this is that emotions that are below the surface that do want to be expressed and bubbling up from the surface. So it is down underneath the surface. So um there is, love that happens. And I mean, you it's kind of a progression. I know with my first person that I loved, um, they were my best friend, and we did everything. We went clubbing, we went shopping, we went, eating, we did everything, and it just kind of progressed. And I at the time, of course, you'll hear that about if you listen to my podcast, it was I wanted it, but I wasn't ready for it because I was still very deep into the conditioning of the organized religion I was in, and that's why I almost killed myself, because I thought I let God and the world down. And it's like, and you realize, no, Creator loves everyone, and all these rules that we have are human based out of fear. That there's no judgment of the Creator. That's a huge time in our life when we have to kind of decide, does the Creator of all things, do they have conditional love or unconditional love? Conditional love almost feels like an abusive parent. Unconditional love feels right in my soul. And so that's the way it works. So I feel like that's what's coming in there. So so that is what they have for you for that one there, Johanna. So yes. And it's so much more than that. It goes back lifetimes and other things too. Hey Nova, good to see you. Wow. Whoa, oh no, you're out of your hermit zone. Whoa. We'll talk more about that here in a sec. Yeah, I am very glad the creator actually stopped in. I don't know if I shared that in that one, but yeah, I was in the middle of deciding how I was gonna end my life, thinking through all the things of that I didn't want, like, I didn't want someone to find my mutilated body if I, took a shotgun or, finding me in a bathtub, all those things that, we see and we go through in our head. And, oh, I did. Okay, good. Yeah. And it was just like right in the middle of, I was deciding, oh, I was going to roll my little Jeep because they were known for doing that, and then it would look like an accident. No one would feel guilty, and they were just like, oh, and my mom would get double the insurance because when it's an accident, it's doubled. And I'm like, all right, well, I think that's the way it's going to be. I think, and then I just felt this presence, this electricity come in, and just I couldn't move, and it was Creator, and they were just like, no. In a very gentle, "No, you don't need to do that." So, I'm very blessed and very grateful. That was I 22? So 32, 42, 52, 35 years ago. Wow, time flies. So so thank you again for that donation, and number 2, let's give that some love and a like there. And the second one here. So So you did a reading kind of for your friend S, and it worked out really good. In your opinion, were you really channeling there? Well, yeah, we'll take a look here. I'm pretty sure it was. All right. So you got 421, 421. What's that all about? Okay. Bottom of the deck, 10 of cups. So I pretty much feel like that's joy and celebration. Is that what you got when you got yours? We'll see here. So I feel like that is a yes here. And let's just see what these are all about here. So the 4 cards, you do have the moon card, which does talk about, connection to spirit and the hidden and being revealed. And you have the Wheel of Fortune, another 10, which is all fortunate and everything. And the 6 of Wands, which is, of course, victory and movement of energy. And then the 5 of Cups is transformation too. Yeah, yeah. So you're like, okay, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, and there's a transformation of emotion that comes in. You got the peace of mind, the 4 of Swords with the 10 of Pentacles again, with a relationship like we just had that came back out again. And you had the moon card too. And then you have the strength card. Yeah, this is connection to spirit, connection to your higher self. Let's see. Can you see there's a above her head is the infinity symbol, but we definitely have this. It's very bright. Look at him smiling. Boo doo boo doo boo. So yeah, with all of these, you definitely were channeling, and with all that coming in here, with all these 3 10s, the moon card, the strength card is connection with your higher self, and the 6 of Wands can be considered flow of energy. But I like it. There is transformation of emotion and peace of mind. I like those coming in together there. So there you go. Yeah, it's the same person. So it makes sense. And I like that it's like they're bringing in some of the cards that we just channeled for you, for them. They're like, it's kind of like a little wink, little nudge, confirmation that those are there as well. So there we go. There we go. So definitely, I feel like that is a yes. and a lot of confirmation there. So awesome. And then number 3, let's give that some love and a like here. And you like general reading messages from your guides or someone else, whoever pops up. All right. Give these a shuffle. Let's see what else. Which would they like you to know? So got those and that one and that one. All right. Just scooch back down here. That is awesome. Yeah, a reading for someone, and it's the more you, of course, you do it, the stronger it becomes too. I mean, I've been doing cards since I was like, we'll say like 32. So that's 25 years, right? And it's like the more you do it, I started off in the beginning just myself and friends, and then friends were like, "Hey, can you do my friend?" And I was just doing it for quite a while, just by word of mouth, um, and you just start doing it a lot, and especially like when I started, it was probably about 5 years ago or so that I started to do it like on YouTube and put out readings and started to really do that. And then, gosh, it's almost been 2 years. It's been about a year and a half since I've been doing lives. And with as many readings as I do now, I mean, you just you're just like, beefcake, because it's like working out. You just you gain muscle, you gain spiritual muscle the more you use your gifts. So I like that. So the message they have for you, we got that King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is they rule over the Pentacle suit. They, are pretty wise in the ways of the world, and a lot of grounding that comes in with that. A big piece they have here, and I love how, they're holding the Ace of Pentacles there. That's our self-worth. It's our value. It's, very much Taurus, Venus energy of the second house, which is all about the outside world, but also about our worth in relationship to the outside world. Yeah. Gun show. And but one of the big things that he learns that's very transformational is when he gets to the because he goes through the entire suit of pentacles. When he gets to the four of pentacles, he learns that is when he defined his worth by the outside world, he felt unstable. And he realized as he looked into the three areas that were told, because usually like the if you see like the four of pentacles, there's someone seated with the big pentacle in their lap, and then one up, and then two on their feet. Those represent are the three different areas of relationships, and then things, and then of course situations. And all of those he realizes are unstable because people change, people walk away, people pass away. So relationships with the human are temporary, don't fulfill us for very long, if at all. And so we end up feeling unstable if we define ourselves by that relationship. And then situations never stay the same. Like you look at like jobs and education and social status and all those things, always changing, never stay the same. So unstable. And then things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen. Our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions, all of that. It's like, yeah. And so they realize when they look at all the things of the outside world that it's unstable. And eventually we become disappointed enough or bored enough with the non-fulfillment that we turn inward and upward, and then we're like, ta-da! That's only thing we find that's stable in this world is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. Eternal, lasts forever. That's pretty stable. Unconditional, nothing we can do to lose it. So it's a good reinforcement of the foundation of how they feel so full about themselves because they not full of themselves, but full themselves, full of that unconditional love from above, that makes them realize I'm priceless. Retail price of the outside world, we end up on the clearance rack, inward, upward. We turn into priceless and we understand our value. And then the outside world doesn't need to be stable for us. It's just experiences. We're not desperate for it to define us. So we just get to experience it. And it changes from a place of feeling lacking and falling short because we then fill up from the inside out when whatever we receive is above and beyond extra. So it moves from lack to feeling of abundance in our world. And that's the bottom of the deck. You do have the chariot, which is movement, victory, and the power of choice that comes in. And it's a beautiful card because there's this empowerment that comes in with the chariot when we realize that every second I decide what everything means in my life. Even though we're getting given a lot of opinion and advice from the outside world growing up, and it fills our little child brain and our child heart. And we have all this stuff that's going until we realize as we grow up that some of these things are conflicting with me. And then we question it and we realize, you make four decisions every moment, really. We have the mental story that we put to what's happening, the emotion we're choosing to feel, the energy we're putting forward and attracting things to us with that like attracts like, and our physical actions. No one can make me feel a certain way. No one can ever make me do anything I don't want to do. They can threaten me, and I just have to deal with the outcomes of my choices. But every moment I get to choose. And we're taught through praise and punishment, of course. Obey, or you'll be punished, or obey, and you'll get rewarded. And so we do that, right? Ah, very good. Glad your tattoo is healing well. So I like this empowerment that's coming in here. Yeah, yeah. Because you had three cards that came out together. You got the Queen of Wands. Here's the Queen of Wands coming back. And you got the King of Cups. King of Cups is balancing of head and heart. Um, you know, there's this, you know, like this rebelling a little bit. Yeah, I can imagine. The King of Cups is the balance of head and heart, but also one of my cards that represents like a very compatible, individual that comes into our life. And the Queen of Wands is what we got for S. And then you've got the Knight of Cups, which is a movement of emotion too. So this power of choice and this realizing that all the outside world doesn't define us and we get to make all of our choices. And I like that. And there's no wrong choice. There's just different experiences. And that's what I love about spirit too. And you've got the King of Swords. So you have the King of Pentacles and the King of Swords. This, they rule over swords with the Queen, but also they all the kings get a second portion of swords. So they're the master of thought and belief, higher thinking, seeing things from a different perspective, flowing of communication, even higher education. If there's something that you're wanting to do and study, that's very supported. Yeah. And then you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, exactly. The rebel in you. And this Knight of Pentacles actually was on the bottom of the deck in one of your other readings, which I think it was the first one with the romantic feelings. After I had pulled some other cards, I had noticed it, and now it's coming up again, which is allowing things to unfold. Things we don't change from the outside in, we change from the inside out. And the outside world, it's the slowest moving night because it's the outside, and the outside has seasons, takes time for things to unravel in the outside world. So don't feel a need to rush. Have patience with the journey and the flow, and to see where it goes. So I like it. Yeah, definitely. I think we know it's just a matter of accepting things and letting it, simmer within us, and because I know I had a friend that was like, "Are you gay?" And I'm like, "No, no, no, I wasn't ready." Man, how did what? Oh no! Why would you say that? What's happening? Because I was like in so much fear. This was back in like, you're talking um the early 90s, late 80s. So it wasn't as cool as it is now. It's not super cool now. Depends on where you're at. Yeah, yeah. And these days and ages, people either they don't want to, no, 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 or they don't care, and they're just a lot of people are concerned about themselves. Get ready, get ready. Yeah, and just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. I love it. Yeah. I think that's the way the world is headed is, who cares? Just love. Love is the answer to every question anyway. But that's what they've got for you there, Johanna. So thank you again for your multiple donations. I really appreciate that. All right. And then we're moving down here. Begin the journey with Supernova. Hello, hello. So thank you for your multiple donations. And let's start with your sunglassy emoji. And we'll start there with what does your future self and higher self want you to know? All right. You are very welcome, Yana. Thank you so much. And I love that about the cat chat. Meow, meow. All right. So Nova, let's take a look here and see what messages from your future and higher self here. All right. I do want those. All right. Oh, I was trying to do my French accent when I was replying to you. It's hard to do in writing though. But I was trying to do the Frenchman. Oh, welcome to the kitty coffee coffee chat. um, maybe one of them. So, Nova, we've got the Six of Pentacles, which is all about balance. And, we talk about the Six of Pentacles with the, understanding what's our rate of give and receive exchange. And we've talked about that before. So we've got that down, inside to just be aware of if we feel like I have to overgive, then it's a good awareness just to check in that to be open to this equal giving and receiving that's coming in right now. So there's a great amount of balance. That was the bottom of the deck. And then you got the Six of Wands coming in here too, which is another balanced energy. Sixes, right? Three on each side. And it's victory, but it's movement and it's flow. When you think about sixes and eights and even tens, you've got odd numbers on the side, but they're, an equal number. So there's this flow in the middle. And so I like this coming in here because there's this balanced energy, this flow energy. Then you have five cards, but we want to go to the last two here too. Okay, yeah. And then you have the Four of Wands and the Four of Pentacles. So more stable energy, a secure, stable feeling outside world coming in here too. So I like that you've got two sixes and two fours, just very balanced energy on either side. So I like those. Let's see what the five in the middle are that they want you to know here as well. All right. Okay. All right. So you do have the world card next to the 6 of wands, which is another victory kind of card. And I feel like they're just saying focus on the victories, focus on gratitude for the things that you've had in your life, that are in your life, that are coming in your life. And it is a change of, it's about leaving behind old cycles, going into a new adventure that's free from a lot of supposed do's and shoulds, need to's, have to's, any rules. It's just like going with the flow of what's coming instead of, we've got the 9 of swords and the 7 of swords. These are the obstacle things that pop up, right? We've got the, um, we're talking about the even numbers like eights. A 9 is suddenly there's something right in the middle that doesn't let you around it so that you look at it and you're able to, you can't go around it, above it, or below it. You have to flow through it, and that's why they're here. These are thoughts and beliefs that would be limiting, that would steal things from us. It's the, nightmare and insomnia card, the 9 of swords. But the nines are good in that they help you really face your, any fears. It brings them up for you to be able to release them. That's why they're in your face, right? And you also had, along with the 9 of swords, you had the 9 of cups. 9 of cups is like emotional dream come true. And with two nines, this is that hermiting energy, but it's also about, being aware of what you want, not what you think you're supposed to want, and staying true to your authentic self. You even got the 3 of pentacles coming in, which is about, staying true to you and staying true to your path. That, other people might go, well, you should do this or you should do that, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And it's like that will restrict you if you, you know alter your course because of other people's opinions and other people's, advice and stuff. And it's not that, there's a difference between, I wonder what I can do with this, and then you get advice because you've asked spirit, I don't know what to do with this. Then you get information. Okay, that's different from, you're like, I know what I want to do. And the people are like, no, no, you should do this. Come on. No, 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 I want to go do this. No, 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 you should do this. You're like, no, no, I'm going to do this. Right. And so there's a difference with that energy of when I'm not sure what I want to do and I ask spirit, and then I get advice from others, and then whatever feels right within, where I feel I'm being authentic to my dream and what I want to do, how I want to express love to the world, then there's a difference there. And I feel like that's what spirit is telling you, is just stay true to yourself. And one, if you need any answers, ask us, we'll tell you. Um, but there definitely is this message of balance on either side of each time you are faced with something, just know it's going to be temporary. Like, and that's what emotion comes in. Like, it's like there's this energy of that emotion doesn't last forever. If we'll feel emotion, it will end. If, as long as we feel it. If we stuff it down, it loops. But if we'll feel it, it only lasts for, it's like a song, it only lasts for a moment because it has to end, right? You don't have a song that just continues to play your entire life, at least in the, maybe in here, but not in the outside world, right? There's an ending, and that's the way emotions work as well. So I like that. So that's what they have for you for your first one there. So thank you for that, Nova. And then your 100 emoji for question number 2 is, how is your musical sound influenced by spirit? Just curious. All right. Let's take a look here. Let's see what I want you to know here. How do they influence your music sound? That was the thing that we were looking at here. The sound itself. All right. Yeah, I knew. I was going to say it has a lot to do with your past life. And yeah, okay. All right. So you do have the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck, which is movement from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking, letting go of fears. And so one of the big ways that they influence your sound is to help you face your fears and transform them because as we've talked about, when we're in fear, we're not creative because we're in fight or flight mode. You never see someone like running away from a bear, doodling, and creating a work of art. They're like, "Oh my god, got to get out of here," right? And so, I feel like one of the big things they tell you is like, we we help you connect to the creative mind of the universe to create sound, to create the sound that resonates with your own heart by allowing you to get away from the noise of the chaos of the world, right? And so they help with that, with the bringing peace. I feel like, and this is where they help you balance your head and your heart with the King of Cups. So this balancing energy we've been talking about, allows that to happen. And then I thought, as soon as I read your question, I heard, well, we we don't they don't mess with your sound. Like, they don't go, "Here, this is the sound we want you to make." What they do is they connect you, and with this karma, with the judgment card, they help you connect with your past lives and with the energy you felt from past lives. Because it's like no one wants to mess with an artist and try to make them create what they want them to create. They honor creativity, our power of choice and our free will, but they honor creativity and they like to go, I wonder what they're going to create. And they're like, no, we're not going to manipulate metal, whatever. But they're like, what we'll do is they'll help try to keep things away from you that, keep you from being able to connect to your past life energies and information and your journeys, and then the creativity that you can tap into through the universe. And so I like that with all this coming in here, as well. And they help with, again, peace of mind with the Four of Swords and the World card, which is the ending of old cycles and the beginning of new adventures, like we talked about here. So they really do honor it, and they have the Three of Cups. So here's your spiritual posse, and here's the Three of Cups too, where it represents community too. And this is something you asked them before you came down here, is I want this type of community, music community, that I'll be a part of. And so they're gonna bring in the people that you wanted to, they work on bringing you guys all together. And it's funny because it's like, we just do what we were told is pretty much their answer. Yeah, it's like, well, before your soul told us before you came down, I want you to bring these people in. All right. They'll help you with your sound. You've chosen who you want to be influenced by, who will be around you. And then they're like, okay, and we'll kind of get the distractions away from you, the ones that you've asked to keep away, so that during these periods of time you can be creative, that you can connect. And so they're doing the work around you to give you the space to create and to bring in the tools that you had wanted them to bring in. So that's what that is. Wow. Yeah. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. They got a similar name to you. And it's like, huh, go figure. Yeah. And there they go. They're doing their work, the stuff that you ask them to do. It's like, all right, we'll get you connected. I love it. Love it, I love it, I love it. So it's Hannibal Lecter from the A Team. I love it when a plan comes together. All right. So that was number two. And then number 3, we got the poop emoji, we gotta have that. And then, so that's for number 3, so thank you for your additional donation. And how are you currently being guided by your spirit guides? Okay, well, kind of answered that a little bit already. One piece of it is that they're guiding you to your community and, and all the other things we mentioned about doing this work. So they're doing those things, but how are they guiding you? Let's take a look here and see what else they want to add in here, because that was specifically about sound, but this is just about whatever else they want you to know here. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Okay. What are these here? Okay. But of course. All right. All right. Yep. So you got the bottom of the deck, you've got the Ace of Pentacles. So the big thing that they're helping you with is uh your how you relate your worth to the outside world. And so, they're helping you, like, guide you in your confidence, guide you in, you know, reinforcement, the pride that they have, uh, in you and in this energy. I'll show you here in a sec. You got the Ace of Swords, which is all about, see if we can get it to at least focus a little bit, the seeing things from a higher perspective. And this Ace of Swords is what helps you cut away, the thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve you anymore. So they'll bring up thoughts and bring up emotions and things again at your behest that you wanted them to do. And so it's, coming in and allowing you to see things and allowing you to have clarity come in, and they're bringing up, like I said, and a lot of this can be done during your dream time, or in the peripherals. You'll see it in the outside world because you said you've been lazy. They'll bring it in the perfect, place there. And so just be aware, because lazy is such a lower vibration, judgmental word against ourselves, saying that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It's like we're always doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Otherwise, we would be doing something else. And so when we feel stagnant, when we feel tired, when we feel like I just don't have the energy, one, taking care of yourself, right? Getting yourself physically eating right, resting, um, treating your body like you love it, like you're grateful for it is an important, thing that comes in. But, they with the Two of Wands, it's whatever you focus on is what grows. And so, you do have this energy. If I focus on, like, let's say I'm just like, I'm so tired, I'm so tired, I'm so tired. I'm lazy, I'm lazy, I'm lazy. I have no motivation, I have no motivation. I have no motivation. Guess what? I'm feeding those things and they're growing there. But when we realize that I am the one in control of my life, that if I if I'm okay with resting, we'll call it resting, not being lazy. If I feel like I'm okay with being, resting, then I'll sit in that and go, okay. And then it's like, and then when I'm ready to do something, then it's like, all right, let's do it, but it's our energy and what we're initiating, what we're focusing on is what's growing. The Six of Wands, this is when I was talking about that they, one of the way they influence you and the messages that they have here for you and guide you is by their, you know, the energy of support and this energy of, celebrating, the victory. And there's no judgment from them. So they're always, like, wow, whatever you're doing, if you're just sitting and existing and being in this life, they're excited for that because they get to experience what it feels like to exist. I think I mentioned before, like when when I don't walk as much as I used to. But I'd go for a walk and I would feel spirit going along with me, and I'd be like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, we just love feeling what it feels like to get from one place to another, because over there they just what is it like over there? They're there. They don't get to experience going somewhere, and they get to see and feel, and so they're just like just being in the feeling the energy of the earth and the restrictiveness and the smallness. They're like, "Oh, that's so weird." It's a weird feeling, right? Yeah. And they love it. They're just there's no judgment from them too. They're like, there's just because we're eternal beings, and they're always like, they're always wondering, well, not wondering because they're very intelligent, but they're just like, this feeling of rushing, rush, rush, rush. And like, we're eternal beings. What you hurt? Where you running off to? Just take your time. We got all the time in the world. So I like that. And like I mentioned before, here we got the Six of Cups. So here's that past life energy. They do, it's like the Akashic Records is a giant library. They go check out books and leave the book on your coffee table of your spirit. And you're like, oh, what's this? And, they bring up past life connections, past life energies, and things for you too. Yeah. And the King of Swords. Here's like with the Ace of Swords, the King of Swords. They do allow you to see things from a higher perspective, and um, because they honor our free will. As they tap things in our head, they're doing things in accordance with the will of our soul. And it's like they're like, okay, you wanted us to, if you didn't notice this at this time, to give you this memory, here it is, boop. You're like, what am I thinking about that for? Boop. They're doing all these things, right? Yeah, yeah, absolutely, it is them. They love going on the journey. We got the death and rebirth here too, which is, with the Six of Cups, all three of these came out at the same time. So this, the death and rebirth can be like, um, not resurrection, with reincarnation. Like I haven't used that word in forever because I usually use past lives, but it's about being reincarnated, death and the rebirth, and all of these, the Six of Cups, the Death card, and the King of Swords together just represents bringing in knowledge from past lifetimes too. So they're bringing in all the stuff and putting it at your feet. And then they also help create a fire under your butt a little bit. You have the King of Wands, which represents your higher self, but also represents your fiery energy of action, action, action. So, again, they will not force anything upon you. Um, but when you are starting to become stagnant and you reach a point of where your soul said, if by this time I haven't got my butt going, here is a cattle prod zapper. Please use it. And they're like, you got to sign off on that. You got to have your initials before you come down here. They're like, you know, we'll do the cattle prod zap, and so they will encourage you and get you going where you start to feel so uncomfortable and sitting still. I just can't stand it. I got to do something. That's them igniting that within you per your previous instructions too. So again, if you look at all the stuff that they do, it's all in accordance with the plan that it's like you had a giant, meeting before you came down here and said, okay, here's all of this, what I want to experience. So let's have this happen. And here's this different, um, assignments and deadlines. If this doesn't happen by here, please do this. If that doesn't happen, please do that. And they do all that for us. Otherwise they'd just be like, sure, well, let's just drift around the universe. We're fine with whatever. But we're the ones that, put all that in. So I like that for you. Right. So that's what they have for that one. So many blessings. And thank you again for that donation. And then you have the thinking one, which would be number 4. All right. Just highlight that so I can see where I'm at. You want to know, how does your empathy and feeling sense tie into music and creating songs? What makes you feel so deeply, especially while making a song on the guitar? All right, let's see what we have here. Okay, that one and that one and those two together. So 1, 1, and 2. Any more in that? Nope. And then the bottom. All right. I love it. Let me just do both of these, because this, on the bottom of the deck, you got the sun and the 10 of cups. And 10 of cups represents like the joy of who we are, the essence of who we are. And the sun, it is Leo energy, but it's the brightness, and it is the little child, the inner child, the emotional inner child. And I love that, because they are, they rule our subconscious and our heart area, that, this empathic and feeling sense that you get when you listen to music is because it's connecting with all of these. I mean, if you look at all those emotions, all those 10 of cups, all of those are emotions that are coming in. And it is this Skittles rainbow of colors of so many emotions that flow. And it has something to do with your inner child, that the it's soothing and it's releasing, and you're feeling the change, you're feeling the movement of emotional change within you, because music is how you kind of process your emotion, because sometimes you might have trouble putting emotion into words, and it just comes through the tune and the tone of the guitar instrument, and it's just the vibration of it helps you transform emotion that comes through. Yeah. You have the 6 of swords, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset. It changes your, because emotions trigger thoughts, because emotions come first and then thoughts are formed around the emotions. That when you transform some emotions, it actually transforms some of your thinking. And there's this release that comes through this, is what I feel. So you have this kind of energy where it's, you know, um, I don't know, it moves you emotionally, and then it moves you mentally, and then your inner child down underneath there is all about it. Yeah. And then you have the star card. So your higher self and your posse with the star, but there's a lot of balance in the chakras. These 7 stars represent the 7 chakras of your body too. And wow, so your playing of your guitar, the vibration that you do in the emotional flow, it actually helps balance your energetic centers of your chakras. And so you feel this alignment. It's like they all start spinning and vibrating that align you, and that's why you feel like this. Especially when you get into this place of peace, and that's when you channel. It's like all of your chakras, they line up and balance, and then here comes this whoosh that comes down in. And so it helps balance chakras just anyway. But there are times when you're channeling the music, it's because all that vibration has happened, where you've got this, alignment going on. So I like that. Yeah, 4 of Pentacles. Home, home, home. The feeling of home. And it brings you this, and that's the centering and the balancing that it does here. It does calm you, and it makes you feel like everything's gonna be all right, and that the outside world just has this solidity that comes in. It's just like I can't put that into words. So that's the feeling. It's just I feel safe. I feel safe in this energy. Yeah, and then so again, and with that sun card, I was thinking past life too, but here you go, 6 of Cups again, and the temperance, the balancing, the alchemy is so important here. And, I just feel like it definitely has to do here with the feelings that you have a lot. And the guitar, I feel like it's because you've had so many lifetimes that it's like your magical tool of how you have this alchemy. Alchemy is you take a base metal and you eventually transform it into gold, right? And this is like you've used the guitar and stringed instruments your entire lifetimes because the vibration of it is what makes a difference. And there's a different vibration via a violin, via piano, via a harp, and you go back to the guitar over and over and over again because of the I don't know, it's just magical for you. It's just your you know choice of I was gonna say your choice of weapon, like when you choose a video avatar, a video game, it's like how we like, well, I really like using this sword. We'll choose the sword every time, and we're comfortable with it, and we don't have to relearn something. We can just put it into practice, right? And that's why I feel like the guitar has been for many lifetimes for you with all that. So that is what it is. I know, right? It's your magical tool that's coming in. So I like it. All right. So that is what they have for that one. So thank you again for your multiple donations. And then your final one up here with the little halo. And so thank you for all of these donations. So how will you be like at 19 and 20? How will it differ to your 17, 18-year-old self? All right, let's take a look here based on current energies. What spirit wants you to know? So I'm just get another sip of my coffee here. I'll do it one more time here. All right. So how is 19 and 20 going to be different from 17 to 18? All right. Well, you got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom, so you're going to be caring for yourself a lot more. Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, birthing things. And I like that. It's like you're gonna feel like a queen instead of a princess, is a lot of the energy that's coming through with this right here. So, I do like that energy. So here is see, this was your 17 to 18, right? Yeah, I see it. So, like, you've got your, so your 18 to 19 is like the King of Wands, and then your 17 to 18 has been more like a Knight of Cups. Questing after self-love is like the 17 to 18 and the movement of emotion, but 18 to 19 is more like a king, so a difference between a knight and a king. So definitely there's this upgrade that happens here, and I like this, um I don't know, it just feels like there's this stepping into your power, stepping into your energy, putting things to action. Where I feel like 17 to 18 was very emotional. It was an emotional questing journey. Now the King of Wands just feels like they're on the throne. They don't go on quests, and like they stand in the power and they direct, and energy and movement and fire, and decisions are made. And so it's like stepping into authority, which makes a sense, like that same thing, a princess versus a queen, right? So we have got that. Now, 17 to 18, you also have the Three of Pentacles, which was you were really getting to know who your authentic self was. And in the, as this human that you're like, okay, I see who I am and I'm going to be true to me and sorting out what does that mean? Who am I? Who am I? Right. But 18 to 19, as you go in here, you've got the judgment card. Here's your called to a higher place. And you're also, here's that looking at your past lives and looking at the fullness of who you are. So I feel like 17, 18 is understanding who your human is, how do I want to express myself, etc. But I feel like 18 to 19 is going to be more of like realizing I'm a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love that's had many experiences of being human. And so it's like, again, moving from the smallness of the character to the vastness of the actor behind the character. So again, it just feels like you're opening up to who am I really? So I feel like 17 to 18, getting a grip, getting a grip on your human character so that you can be in this calmness so that through 18 and 19 you're seeing things from this higher perspective instead of from that lower perspective. And 17 to 18, yeah, you were learning to close your eyes and open your heart, getting out of your head and into your heart with the two of swords. And then 18, 19 is with this eight of swords, you're realizing what of your thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped before. And the eight is it's like a flowy number, right? Four swords on each side. It's allowing you to question your thoughts and move through them, transform them. So it's a big releasing period. Um, and it's like 17 to 18 was finding the hot air balloon that you were going to use to fly away, and now you found it. Now 18 to 19 is cutting away the rope that's keeping it tied to the ground and then slicing off the sandbags that have been keeping you at a lower vibration that allows you to drift higher and higher because those sandbags are holding down the hot air balloon that keeps you from, going in that direction. So I like that. And you're getting out of your cat mind. I see that we have a little charm that was making itself known here. Here's a kitty, 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 the black cat. So, it's like you're experiencing a new life. I mean, it's like a cat who has 9 lives, right? It's like, okay, 17 to 18 feels like a whole new different lifetime from your earlier life, and then from where you're headed. It's gonna feel like that year, or year and a half, 2 years period is gonna be like, wow, it was like a whole new person, and it'll feel that way. But it's great. I love where it's headed and where you're going. So that's what they have for you for that. So many blessings, Supernova. And thank you again for all your multiple donations. I appreciate all those. All right. So just a heads up on where we're at. So we've got Jeep and then Patty and then Jeep and then Moonlight 5. And then we've got HTTPS. And then we've got Maria. So, hey, Maria, you'll be up after that. All right. So that's where we're headed. So we'll jump back and continue. So, Jeep, number one question here. Let's give that some love and a like there. And thank you so much for that donation. You'd like a general reading. All right. So let's give these a couple shuffles. Take another sip of my coffee. All right. So what does Spirit want you to know right now? All right. Into that one there. And nope, that one there went running away. That's not for you. At least yet. All right. And there's that one. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Well, the bottom of the deck, you've got the Ace of Cups coming in. And so the Ace of Cups is all about self-love and turning inward and upward and filling up and overflowing. I love how they have this because this is what love feels like when we turn inward and upward and we feel that, that beautiful, beautiful, connection with this unconditional eternal love. We when we're giving away to everyone else and we feel like a barrel, like we're a barrel and we plug everyone in and we're giving everywhere, we feel exhausted. We continue to give until we feel resentful, and everyone else is getting this bitter water, bitter sour water. But when we realize, all right, I'm disconnecting all of those, I'm trading in that barrel for this chalice where there's no connections that people can connect into, we get to fill up, and then everyone else gets the overflow. And it's great because the difference is when we find this self-love and our self-worth from inward and upward, and we allow ourselves to be full like that. There's this great phrase of like the greatest gift you can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing you. And rather than bitter, sour waters of tons of that, when we fill ourselves up first and then everyone gets a drop, even if it's just a drop of this overflow, it is like nectar of the gods. It's sweet and, full and nutritious, and it's not bitter and sour. And so people are like, I'll take one drop of that over barrels of that other water any day. And so people you see that it's worth the wait, and as that happens, then it's like, wow, people appreciate us being full first. And so I like that coming in there for you there. And then that was the bottom of the deck. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So this is about putting in the work, the blood, the sweat, the tears, but this is about movement happening in the outside world and movement up. It is apprentice to the master. It is this progression. It is this, you've been putting in, attention and work on you and your life, and you're about to see the wheels of the outside world, of the pentacle world, which is the outside where you're gonna start to see, if you haven't already, gears starting to turn. And if you ever seen those big huge clocks where, those tower clocks, and you go inside and you see the big cranks, and you're like, oh, something's happening, something's about to happen, because it's preparing for the noon when the 12 gongs are going to go off. And then, the little, if you ever seen them like in and kind of in Europe, I think they have like, they'll have two people come out and they'll dance together and go back in. It's all electronic, or not electronic, but gears and all that. I feel like that's what's coming in here, that they want you to know that all the work and all the things, you'll start to see this happening very soon here. Yeah, you got the Three of Cups, joy, celebration, gatherings of individuals too. I feel like you're just going to they want you to know about this trip that you have coming up. I feel like this because immediately I felt your family. And I feel like it's going to be one of the more joyful times you've had with them because of this Eight of Pentacles, of this inner work and stuff that you've been doing here. So I do feel like there's this, okay, this is going to be different because I'm different, and I'm going to let them be them. I'm just going to love them. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to focus on enjoying them instead of, trying to make them do what I want them to do. And, blah, 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 whatever, you get to be like a friend instead of a parent. I know that's a tough one, but you no longer, when children turn like 14 years old, they stop listening. They don't listen to parents anymore. What they start to do is they start watching you and people. They watch. We all watch our parents. We watch the world. Don't tell me who I'm supposed to be or whatever. Show me. And that's why teenagers hate the hypocrisy of parenthood, of that phrase. Don't do as I do, do as I say. They're like, BS, no way. I'm going to I'm going to look at who you are by what you show me, not what you tell me. And I feel like that's an important thing to realize with all that too, that you don't need to, um, worry about what they do. They're adults now, they're going to go do whatever they need to do, right? And you have the 9 of Pentacles. So this is about, this great, here's the progression, 8 of Pentacles to 9 of Pentacles. It's like a dream come true in the outside world feeling. It's independence, it's feeling just at home. You're not alone. You feel spirit with you, but it is the sense of being independent and a little bit hermity, which is all right. 9 is the hermit's card, and the pentacles is the outside world. This is about us and about making sure you take time for you and time for your own reflection, because this is an important time, right? That this alone time that they're bringing back is for your what do I want for my future? Getting away from everything. A couple of days before you go on this trip, when you get there, you're gonna be there a day or two by yourself. Like that's the day to really sit and reflect on life with everything, nothing familiar around you, right? You're gonna be able to reflect. Yeah. And you're able to look here with the 8 of Cups, the things that you're ready to let go and leave behind and walk away from. Again, here's this 8 of Pentacles that brings you to the 9. The 8 of Cups, where they're headed off to, is emotional dreams come true. So a lot of all this is this progression of I'm taking this time to find out what is my dream come true. I'm deciding, I'm taking action, and I'm putting together a plan and I'm implementing it when I get back. You know, you're like, here we go. You're really having a lot of clarity, and I feel like you're going to make some decisions there too. Yeah. So you have the 8 of Pentacles, the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. It's all about the progression. Here's the fullness of life. You have, children already and ancestry, but your love will eventually come here when you have this movement and you leave behind the emotions and things that don't serve you, and you have this flowing that's coming. So I like this, because it's 8 of Pentacles and then 3 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles and then 8 of Cups, and then 10 of Pentacles. So there's this progression that's happening, that's coming forward, but it is definitely about filling up with yourself here and, you know, um, allowing yourself to be full and overflowing, not expecting other people to fill you up and not giving of everything of yourself. You're just going to sit and be full and overflow. I do. I definitely feel like you will make plans. Um, that's the intention that's here, so based on current energies, that's what this pocket of a couple of days is for. And there's no right or wrong. If you don't, then you'll just make plans later. Um, it'll just cause things to move a little slower. But this is such a great opportunity just to sit in this pocket of non-action and think and clarify and go, all right, this is where I want to live. This is how I'm going to get there. This is what I'm going to do. And here's my kind of my 10 steps. And all right, let's look at the first step. What do I need to do to make that happen? And you write out your plan, but you see the what needs to happen, and you start creating the structure around it so that it's not just kind of wandering. It's like working out, which is kind of a common example, but if you go like, okay, this year I'm going to work out, but you don't put it on your calendar, you don't put a plan, you don't start, you don't do anything, and then December 31st comes around and go, all right, this year I'm going to work out instead of going, all right, what do I need to do to start working out? Well, I'm going to start setting my alarm so that I'll wake up and do this, or I'll put an alert, or I'm going to, join a gym, or I'm going to buy a treadmill, or I'm going to, we put these things together and, and make it happen. But if we don't put it on, like put action and put detail, then we're just like, well, I'm going to do this. But if we start writing steps, then we can start taking steps. But when we leave it vague, we don't, um, you know, take action, and then there's no movement. So I like it. All right. So that is what we have there. Hey, Shanji. Nope, no, I haven't got to any of the free readings yet. I'm still on the donations. So I haven't gotten to any free readings yet, just for everyone. I saw Shanji ask, and I thought I'd just let everyone know. All right. You are very welcome, and thank you for that donation. We'll come back around here to your second one here in a moment, but we're going to jump into Patty next. So, Patty, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. So, you get the feeling that something is off at work after a meeting with your boss today. Anything that Spirit wants you to know. All right, let's take a look here. What do they want you to know about work and this off feeling? All right, what do we have here? So a little bit of cards here. Bottom of the deck, yeah, I can see here we got the Seven of Cups. So there is some emotion that you're picking up that's coming in here because that's emotional confusion. But I'm not feeling like this emotional confusion is yours. I feel like when you picked up that something was off, I feel like there's something off with your boss. I don't feel like there's something off between you two so much as that I feel like there's just something going on with your boss. Well, let's take a look here. You've got one card and then two cards and two cards and three cards and one card. So let's see what they want you to know about all this. But it does feel like your boss is just some stuff going on with them here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, you have the high priest, you have your higher self pulling you to see things from a higher perspective and to have some capital T truths that are um, that they want to reveal to you about what you want, who do you want to be, where do you want to be, and all that fun stuff that comes in here. So yeah, I don't see that as anything. Well, I feel like it has to do with everything in your life. I just feel like there's this clarity coming in, and but yeah, this work off thing. I feel like this is just you were picking up your boss in some of it, but I feel like some of it too is your. I don't know. I feel like it's this stagnancy. It's this you're feeling uncomfortable and but the uncomfortability is like below the surface. It's not to do with anything specific at work or between you and your boss. You just it's like your soul doesn't want to be there anymore, is what I feel. And yeah, because you got the Nine of Cups, which is like dreams come true, and the Ten of Pentacles, the fullness of life, and what this is where the capital T truths are coming in around what what does it mean for your dreams to come true, both emotionally and in the world. And it's like, where is this? That's where this high priest, the Hierophant, is coming in. It's giving you clarity. And that's why I feel like there's this offness. You just feel like your energy of being there has been seeping away, if that makes sense. It's just like you're being nudged to go in a different direction. Sorry. As I'm saying that, the Three of Wands, the going in a different direction, and the Three of Pentacles, that is more true to the authentic, true you. So this offness, I think I've told you about the eagle's nest where, eagles, they create these nests that are all craggly and they've got, they're not really built for to eggs and little baby eaglets not getting hurt and breaking and everything. So they fill the inner lining of the nest with stuff that's comfy and cozy and then perfect for an egg to be safe and for to stay warm when they sit on it and all that. But when the eaglets get born and they feed it and they bring in food, eventually it's time for the eaglets. They're bigger, they're teenager, right? They're like, okay, it's time for you to fly. And they're like, no, 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 it's okay. It's so comfy. And can you just bring me another salmon or a trout or something? I'm just really hungry. And the parent eagles are like, oh, hell no. And they start ripping out the comfort of the nest to where the little, teenage eaglet is like, what are you doing? And ow, ow. And it jumps up on the side of the nest. And then they're like, well, this sucks. I'm just going to learn to fly. And I feel like that's what's happening is the energy's draining away from this job because I feel like there's a dream, there's something more that you're wanting. And I feel like this offness is the energy of your boss, but I feel like it's also your lower under energy that's pulling you in a different direction. And you're like, what's happening? Why do I feel different? It's like because the climate is changing for you to move and for you to go in a different direction, right? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. Because you do have here, you've got, both. I'll do these two together, and you have the Six of Wands too. But you got the Justice card and the Eight of Swords. And you can see here with the Justice card, she has the Ace of Swords and the balancing of the scales. And the Eight of Swords is about becoming aware of your own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that have made you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And there's this movement of energy with the Six of Wands, which is drawing you out of there into somewhere that will be victorious and something that feels like where your energy feels at home with there. So I like that. Yeah. And then the other Page of Wands. So here's the change of energy, the upgrade of energy that's drawing you in a different direction. It's like you're having this renewed full passion that's I can't take this. I feel like pressure is building within me and I need to do something with it, but I feel like it's like a garden hose that's turned on full blast, but the nozzle's turned off. The garden hose starts feeling um, tightened. You feel the pressure building because the water wants out, and then as soon as you like spray the nozzle, it's like all this water, pressure, and then it goes to normal. But I feel like that's what's building up, and that's what's coming in here. So what's off is that your energy is becoming off for being there. Is a big portion of it. But also, I feel like you're picking up your boss is going through some emotional stuff too, because your emotional empathic abilities have been expanding, been really feeling people's emotions more and more and more. But I just feel like there's somewhere new that you're being drawn to. And the more we resist the move and the flow, the more the pressure builds up until we are ready for that move. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they have for you, Patty. So thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. And then Jeep, we're back for your second one. So thank you for your additional donation. And do we see you getting the job as oh, you applied for getting job as an extra in commercials and movies. All right. How fun. It's so funny. Bottom of the deck, you're going to be a superstar. The star card. All right, let's take a look here. I put the star card back in. We'll see if it comes back out. But so let's take a look here. So will you get into those positions? All right. All right. Let's see here. All right. So you have, excuse me, the Two of Swords and the Five of Cups. Two of Swords is about closing our mind and opening our heart. And the Five of Cups is about a movement of emotion and change here. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. I'll show you that one separate though. But you got these two came out together with here's the Hermit card and the Page of Wands. And so this is about changing of energy. I kind of feel like this is more, they're gearing you to focus your energy on movement and change. And this Page of Swords is all about seeing things from a higher perspective and clearing away some things. So this pages and all of this, I don't feel like you will yet, because I feel like with all the moving parts that are gonna be coming up, it's funny, parts, like parts in movies and parts in things, that they're like, where you're headed and where you're going, you can look into that. But as of right now, with the page, not the page, the Wheel of Fortune, that there's some faded stuff and the wheel is turning, that that would be like a clog that would slow things down. And I feel like, so that there's this, um, if it's in a location that you're wanting to go to, this works out for you, because the Wheel of Fortune tells us that whatever happens in our life is for us, right? Um, is for us. And um i- and sometimes our human is like, how is that for me? But the Wheel of Fortune says even your human is like, yeah, 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 I get it, right? They're like, I understand this is good that I didn't get this, because I want to make this move. And if I have that, I can't until after I'm done with that, because I've committed to it. And I feel like there's like this, it's more clearing away of things to allow you to leap and go somewhere else and move, right? I feel like you're going to be deciding where you're going to move, what you're going to do, how you're going to get there, and these other things might slow down the process. But I feel like it's something that is supported for when you get to your new location, because you've got the Two of Pentacles, which is, and they're kind of balancing just a couple things, not juggling a whole lot of things. So I don't feel like you'll get them yet, but I feel like when you go to the new place, wherever this is that you end up, that you will get into some of that there, because I really I like this expression of your, you know artistry and your creativity, and I feel like it's important for you to do that. But I feel like it'll be a different experience with where you go. So that's what's coming in with that. All right. So that's what they have you for that one, Jeep. So again, thank you so much. Many blessings to you. All right. HTTPS. Well, up next, I actually have Moonlight 5, and then you, HTTPS, and then Maria. All right. So, Moonlight 5, and it's funny, Jeep, Moonlight 5 has a little emoji of an on-set director's little chair kind of thing. So I feel like later, though, for that. All right. And then Moonlight 5. Let's see here. Your question's up here. Happy Friday to you. And you got the job the other day. All right. So now you wonder what's coming in love in the next 2 weeks. All right. Well, congratulations on getting that job. All right. So let's take a look here. So what about love in the next 2 weeks? So love, love, love. That one and that one. I feel like these two here. Okay. That one. All right. So let's see what we have coming in here. All right. Well. All righty. My goodness. So you do have here both the Hierophant and the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. And this is about, a change in energy, a change in passion. So I feel like there's a new passion that's coming your way. We'll see if it's in the next 2 weeks here, though. But I feel like there's this, the High Priest, the Hierophant. They're all about clarity and seeing things from a higher perspective and finding out, what do I really want? And I feel like there is this, balancing energy coming in, because you have the Star card, which is, what is a dream come true, right? There's balancing energy with all the chakras up here. There's your higher self connecting, gaining clarity. But the Star is one of those dreams come true type of energies that come in with that. And so, with that Hierophant and that together with this Page of Wands, just feel like all of that is about, what is it? What is it that I want, right? You have the star, the bright thing that shines through the night, and then you have the sun too, that which rules the day with bright sunshine light. Both of these shining light upon you, bringing clarity. Two major arcana, by the way, and well, the high priest too, the Hierophant on the bottom of the deck, another. So significant changes, some significant understanding of things coming in here. The sun card can be like your child self to looking into that, but that they're pointing out that there's this light that's shining constantly, shining light on things, revelations coming here over the next 2 weeks about what is it that you want, right? You also have, yeah, I kind of feel like you're going to be a little more, these next 2 weeks is about you focusing in on yourselves here because you've got the Empress here, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. It's birthing and kind of, I don't feel like it's that, because I can't think of the word. Because there's usually another word that I have that's, oh, sensuality. So they're like, they blocked it. So, like, there's no sensuality. It's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, shining light, because that's 3 major arcana that have come out in these cards right here. And there is this reflection upon on all of that about what do I want? Who do I want to be? Not it's getting out of the head of the supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be. And what do I truly want? And there's this clarity. Because the other thing with because it's Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and then you get the 9 of Pentacles, which is about the Hermit from the outside world, and the 10 of Cups. These came out together, understanding what does it feel like, or what does it mean if I want to be, full of this 10 of Cups? What does this fullness of my emotion, what does make my heart feel full and sing? And so I feel like these next 2 weeks are this energy that you have. And I do feel like you have the 6 of Wands, which is an equal, it's a good victory card. It's a flowing card of energy, but it's also this finding someone who's equally attractive and you're attracted to one another. And the waiting of that, to come in here too. Because the other thing we have on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Wands, fastest moving knight out of them all. A lot of energy, but they're also on a quest for their power and their energy, and understanding what they focus on is what they draw to them too, once they achieve and find and step into their power. And so I just feel like there is this important time over these 2 weeks just to really reflect, a lot of reflection on what it is that you want in your life. Who do you want to be in your life? Who do you want to be in your life? Not supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be, oughta. Those are all rooted in fear. And I just feel like there's this energy here. Yeah. Because you have the King of Cups. This is like the um a compatible individual that comes in here, right? So we've got this, um, because it's someone who can balance their head and their heart, and they can communicate, and it's just a very compatible person. But it's sometimes we don't know what's best for ourselves because we're caught up in thinking what we want. There's this we're currently reading The Path to Love in our praying mantis session, and what's funny is that when I was reading the book before, it's like it asks, "What are you looking for in a mate?" And I was like, "Oh, well, because I had experiences before that of people betraying and speaking to me, and it was all about disrespect. I felt disrespected in all these different ways, and so I was like, "Yeah, who I want is I want someone who's respectful to me." And then, of course, as you might already know, that we're looking for in someone else, we have to find in ourselves first. That's why I threw the book across the room. Bsh, what? How dare you say that I don't respect myself? And then, as the book sat over there judging me, no, it didn't judge me. I was like, yeah, it's true. because I would give up everything in my life, my friends, even I left once my job and sold everything and moved out of state with someone and I mean, gave up everything. And I go, that's not respectful. That's disrespectful to myself. And I realized, you're right. I do need to find that in myself. So, all right, come back here. Let's finish reading. And I feel like that's an important time here to, is to look into that and, um, kind of energy that's coming in. So that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hey, Lucky. Greetings, greetings. Yeah, free question, absolutely. And if you have a specific question, you can just pop it in there and I go down in order first come, first serve. Only going to be on for about 15 more minutes, and then I'll be back in a little bit after an hour with my Praying Mantis members and after I eat, and I will complete all free readings. So if you want to pop your question in there, otherwise, I'll just give you a general reading based on what Spirit wants. All right, so that's what they have for you, Moonlight. Many blessings. All right, I just got a couple more donations here. So HTTPS, you're up now. Let's give that a love and a like. And then Maria, you'll be up after that. All right, so messages from your spirit team. All right, let's see what's going on with the posse today. What is happening? All right, well, I guess those cards. Trying to shuffle and cards flying out already. So you got those two. Let's see what else. What else do they have for you? All right, and then those two. So 2 by 2. Is that how they're going to come out? Like a reverse Noah's Ark. Yep, 2 more. Okay, and then this one. Oh, okay, no, there was 2 that came out there too. All right. So 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Let's see what these are. So bottom of the deck, you do have the Queen of Pentacles. So it is a message of new birth. It is a message of nurturing yourself, Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. But this birthing has to do with coming from you and for you and only you. So I like this that there's look at what's this dog? This dog is just standing out to me here. I think it's usually a rabbit, but they have a you know, this unconditional love kind of energy coming in with the dog. Let's see what these other cards are here. Yeah, so we have the star card, which is dreams come true, and the 8 of Wands, which is a lot of energy. And so I do feel like there's this nudging of, you know, messages around what your dream come true is. This balancing energy, but also, the star card is wish upon a star and taking action towards this dream, that's coming here. You're welcome, Moonlight. The heart wants what the heart wants. I hear you. Yeah, and then here you've got here HTTPS. You got the Queen of Swords, which is balancing of the head and the heart, and the Chariot, which is all about choice and movement. Right? Sorry for I think there's just the sun starting to shine through my window here. Um, but I like this energy. Um, that's coming in with all of this and again, I get to choose my story and my emotions, my energy, my physical actions, but it's about, the Queen of Swords is like balancing my head and my heart and focusing with this Queen of Pentacles on what I want and where I want to go and what I want to do. And that you get to choose no matter what unfolds in the outside world, I get to choose what it means. I get to choose my emotions. I get to choose energy and actions. It's I can't choose for anyone else. And so there is this, um, really putting together actions and plans towards what is my dream come true and you create it and start making movement toward it. Sorry. Here's your third queen. You have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. Now you have the Queen of Wands. So there's all this emotional energy that comes in here. The heart, the heart, the heart. Because all queens have cups with them, right? So the Queen of Pentacles has earth, but emotion. The Queen of Swords has the mind, but emotion. The Queen of Wands has action and movement, but with emotion from the heart. Six of Wands, victory, movement, forward movement. Queen of Wands, two, she connects to the upper world, the higher the world, and asks for clarity anytime anything comes in that they're not sure. Like, is this go to the right or to the left is from my highest experience, and they do have this, you know, these changes that come in with that. So all these queens, what? I should have said, you'll probably get the Queen of Cups or the High Priestess because you've got all this energy. And well, here you go. You get the High Priestess. She's like the Queen of Cups. So you've got all this and here, and of course, next to the Eight of Cups too, leaving behind emotions that don't serve. And she heads off on the Eight of Cups off to the Nine of Cups, which is the dream come true. It's like the star card, the two wish come true cards. So that very much there is about clarity around your dream, taking action towards your dream, and not really so much clarity. Well, there is a little bit of clarity in there because it's like they're saying, ask spirit. If you're unsure of something, ask spirit and they will show you, but they honor your free will. But there is all about movement, movement, movement. Follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart, follow your heart. um, and take action towards your dream. But it is about, selfish is a word that has been tinted as a bad thing because out of control, people trying to, you need to do what I want you to do. Don't be selfish. And it's like, actually, the biggest gift we can give the world is a healthy, full, overflowing me. If I'm exhausted, I'm not going to be giving my best and at all. So, I do like this, energy of taking action and going, you know what, I've got to live my life and I'm going to live it. And I know other people are maybe don't agree with it or not, but that's okay. They don't need to. They can focus on their own life, doing what they're doing, but you get to choose for you. You get to take action, you get to take movement. But oh my gosh, all this divine feminine energy of following your heart and getting out of your head is very much there. So that is what they have for you, HGTBS. Again, thank you so much for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. All right. I'm excited. What is this dream? What's this dream? All right. And then Maria, you are up next. So we'll get you. Thank you for your donation via Z PayPal. Yay, you're here. And then Mega, we'll see if I'm able to get you in. Might have to have you be first when I return because I only got about 8. Well, I could stretch it a little longer, but we'll see how we're doing there. So thank you again for your donation, Maria. So let's see here. Did he think of you today? All right. His thoughts about you today. All right. That one there. And then will communication come next week to you? Communications. And did he see a reply back and what were his thoughts? All right. All right. Let's take a look here. Well, the bottom of the deck, you do have the Ace of Swords, which is about new communication and seeing things from a higher perspective that comes in here. So we'll see how that plays out here. But did he think of you today? All right. Well, that beautiful butterfly on there. Got the Six of Pentacles and the Ace of Wands. So there is passion and this equal giving and receiving kind of energy that's here. So I do feel like there was a spark that was happening here today. Let's see, what were his thoughts about you? Yeah, Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Wands. Oh, David. Oh. So he's thinking about the attraction that there's energetic and physical attraction. So I feel like that there was some of that on their mind today. Not dirty. It was like uh just thinking about that attraction, thinking about, that going through there. Ooh la la. Will communication come next week for you here? All right. Wow, two major arcana. So you've got the judgment card, which is the call. It's like the calling card. But and then the fool, which is a ending of an old cycle, beginning of a new adventure kind of energy. So that's newness. And the because the judgment card is usually like our higher self calling us to looking at see things from a different perspective and things like that. So I do feel like there's this call. I do feel like there's communication that comes in to you this week with that. And then did he see your reply? Yeah, I feel like he's got the hermit card coming in here, and then the two of swords about closing their mind and opening their eyes. um I feel like this is like there's this aloneness that is kind of indicated here. With the two of swords, you can see how their eyes are covered. I feel, and then the swords is the communication suit. I don't feel like they've seen the reply yet, because the hermit card feels like they're like trying to focus on something, and so they're not like looking at a lot of all their communication. It's like they were getting so much communication, they're like, okay, I gotta minimize my, this and this and this, and I've just gotta, it's like, silence my phone and whatever, because I've got to do this, because I feel like they have a deadline and there's all this stuff that's hitting them all at once. But so I don't feel like they've seen the reply yet. um so I feel like with that coming in there, let me see here. I'm just gonna grab based on current energies, what will they think of your reply when they see it? This is based on current energies. Okay. Okay. Sorry. You got the Knight of Wands, which is movement of passion. And then you got the Knight of Cups, movement of emotion. And then, but you have the Seven of Pentacles, which is, patience. The last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. So I feel like they're going to have some, inspiration and emotional movement with this, whatever your reply is. But there's also this, all right, gotta wait and see kind of energy that comes in there. So that's what they have for you for that, Maria. Thank you so much for your check in with David. All right. All right, and then Mega, we should be able to get yours in here too. And this will be my last reading for this session. I didn't get to any of the free readings, but what I do, just for everyone waiting for your free readings, I go from here and spend about an hour with my Praying Mantis members. Then I eat, because I haven't eaten yet. And so that I don't pass out, then I come back on and I complete out the free readings. And then I'll be back tonight, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and also Saturday and Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And I'll grab screenshots here in a moment, because when I come back on and stream again, then I do put a comment with the order in which the readings were completed in that session, so you can find your reading more easily, because the chat won't be there for you to kind of see where you're at. So that's why I do that. All right. So Mega, thank you so much for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like there. And you want to know Pavan's feelings and next actions for a relationship. All right. So feelings. Whoa. Right. And then next actions. All right. All right. So the bottom of the deck, we got Seven of Cups. So they got a lot of emotional confusion going on in their lives and everything coming in there. So they've got, a lot of like a whirlwind of drama and emotion that's flying out. And I feel like this is independent of you, of it's like it's not just around you, it's like their life is full of all of these emotions. And so their feelings, let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, I mean, we've got the 8 of Cups, which is they're in this process of like walking away from emotions that don't serve them and relationships that don't serve them. And their hope is to head off into something that feels like dreams come true. The 9 of Cups, that's where that person's headed off to. But they also have this 9 of Pentacles, which is this is like the Hermit, where the 9 is the Hermit's number, but the Pentacles is the outside world. And I feel like whatever they're going through with this, they feel like they just need to shed some emotions, shed some relationships. Feel like they're kind of feel like they're in this I need to spend time by myself kind of mode. And here is the major arcana 8, the strength card, which is their human self hanging out with their higher self. See if you can see there. You can see the infinity symbol over here above their head. You just have to have it in the shade because it's so bright. Um, so I feel like they're kind of in this trying to figure out what they want and get rid of this, you know, confusion, all this emotional stuff that's going on. Let's see what their next actions are here. Yeah, yeah. See, I feel like they're kind of hanging out because they've got the Hermit card I was just talking about. Their next actions are alone, and they got the Sun card, which is the inner child card, and shining the bright light. Because you can kind of see these energies here of looking at and connecting with their higher self and their child self, and I feel like they're just trying to figure out what it is they want to do. We have the Queen of Wands, which she also, in addition to ruling over the wand suit, she also has cups. And so there's this connection with spirit and this wanting to know what actions they want to take before they take them. And they want to avoid risk. And I feel like that's a lot of what's coming in here is they're looking over old emotions, old things that happened with their as a child, etc. And you've got this Knight of Swords, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset. You know, right now, if asking is there going to be a reunion or not, I don't see that because they're in this hermit period and there's too many possibilities because I don't see like a result of yes or no. I kind of feel like yeah, could be, could not be, because they have to look at all this stuff, and depending on what they decide as they in their hermitine period determines what they want to do and where they want to go. And so based on current energies, I don't feel like there's it could go either way. It hasn't been decided yet, but they're really reflecting a lot on themselves. So I know I wish I had an answer for you. I know because that's something we all want to know, right? But definitely, at least it's not a no, right? That's some solace, maybe? I don't know. You're like, no, no, it's not. I know. I'm a yes or no person. I'll ask somebody a question. I'll like, hey, do you want to do that? Well, I'm kind of doing this. I'm kind of doing that. And da da da. Okay. So is that a yes or a no? And they were like, oh, that's a no. I'm like, okay, thank you. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know the story. I just needed to know yes or no. It's my Capricorn when it's in task mode, my Capricorn rising. So I get it. But there's just they're doing some work on things. Sorry, I'm also grabbing screenshots here because this is the order in which I'll complete the readings when I return back in about an hour and a half. And thank you guys so much again for all the donations and all the love and support and all the likes too. It does help spread the Zen love. So I appreciate it so much. You're part of the love tsunami. And thank you for your patience in getting to the free readings. And but I will definitely come back and complete all of them. So Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Grab those there. All right. You're very welcome, Mega. And in the meantime, whenever we're in the waiting period, of course, there's always, that gives us time to look at our own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, raise our self-love, our self-worth, clear out the clutter from our brain and our emotions and our energy and our physical world while we're waiting to see if is there going to be reconciliation with them. Well, I'm not going to waste time just waiting around. I'm going to work on me, because if it's not, then I'm preparing myself for a higher vibrational relationship with someone else. Otherwise, if I don't, then I'm going to keep repeating the cycles and do what I've always done and get what I've always gotten. And it's like, yeah, I'm done with that. All right. So that's for you too. All right, everybody. I'm headed off here. It's my other session starting, so I'm going to jet. But remember, every second of every day of your life, that you are eternally and unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. If you want to do something to do while you're waiting, I have a ton of free content on my main page. Just click on my name there and it'll take you over there, and just follow your heart. And there's July's readings are out there. June's readings are out there for each individual zodiac sign and a bunch of other stuff. So enjoy. All right. Gotta go. Guys, take care. Much love.